welcome to the News That Broke Glass, episode 4. I was going to do this later on, but I forgot that we've got the exciting prospect of another horrible, shit, boring, but very short WWE pay-per-view with Fastlane. And I don't know if I'm going to watch it, or I might slip my wrists. Who knows. Anyway, into the world of Deathmatch Wrestling with an American Pale Ale. Yum yum. Lots of fucking shit's happened this week. I didn't think we were going to get so much of a fucking information, but anyway. We'll start with, on AEW on Wednesday, this isn't deathmatchy, but it was bloody and violent. There was a match between, on Wednesday's Dynamite, there was a match between Thunda, Rosa and Britt Baker, and it was unsanctioned, spooky, lights out or whatever. And there was tables and ladders and chairs and thumbtacks, and it was really good. It was really, really good. Well done to both of them. Britt Baker was bleeding like crimson mask, as Jim Ross would say. But it was a good match. Thunder Rosa won with a sort of like, how to describe it, as a sort of like sit out, sort of like power slam, pile drivery, neck breakery type thing through a table on the outside. But made Britt Baker look like a star. Everybody's saying it's great, everybody's saying it was an awesome match. And I even think it was probably better than Kenny Omega, John Moxley. But then again, Britt Baker and Thingy didn't have all this fucking hype around them, and a t-shirt, and a time bomb, and storylines to contend with, you know what I mean? So anyway, good for them. It was a good match on AEW. I don't usually watch AEW, I just watch the pay-per-views occasionally. Because fuck watching weekly mainstream wrestling. I can't do it anymore. Certainly not WWE. Fuck that. Anyway, so we'll begin to start talking about GCW updates for upcoming Mania week and various different things. So for spring break, we've got some matches announced. There's a Gage RSP's official now. Masada versus Kogar is official, and Janela versus Dickinson is official. And there's a 6-man sort of lucha match. But I cannot remember the names of any of them because I didn't write down a note for it, because that's how professional I am. But I'll put up the thing, so I mean that'll be alright. There's also going to be 2 new shows that have been announced by GCW. So on May 1st we've got Ashes to Ashes at the Showboat, and the sort of look of it, people are saying, oh my god, 440 might be finished, blah 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 blah. And on May 15th, GCW will be finally doing their draft day. Don't know what that means, if it's a baseball reference, American football reference. I'm from Scotland, I don't watch sports really, I watch wrestling. So that's in Las Vegas. GCW is also relaunching JCW, which was the company before GCW in what, 2015? 2016, something like that, when they rebranded as GCW, Game Changer Wrestling. Jersey Championship Wrestling, so they're relaunching it, and by the way they're saying it on Twitter or wherever, Brett Lauderdale said, it's going to be like a sort of up-and-coming wrestlers thing. So to me, the way it was written, it kind of looks like a sort of an NXT for GCW in a way. Like they're going to use all their younger guys at this sort of smaller shows and then use them as a sort of like feeder system for their own shows. I mean, it might be good, it might be shit, who knows. As long as there's more death matches, please. But speaking of death matches, Planet Death is shaping up to be probably, I mean, that and the Spring Break are probably going to be the only 2 GCW shows that I watch over Mania weekend, because I've looked into it and there's far too much fucking shows going on all at the same time. I want to watch the Acid Cup, and I want to watch Alley Cat's Real Hot Girl shit, and I want to watch Effie's Big Gay Brunch. I'll probably end up watching them after the fact, because there's too much fucking wrestling on, especially here for living in the UK, when you've got No Peace Underground starting at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning and stuff like that. Anyway, so Planet Death is now going to be hosted by Marcus fucking Train. It's good to see him. I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but there was a video of him running the ropes somewhere, so at least he's building himself back, you know. We've got a Pick Your Poison tag team match with G-Raver against Jimmy Lloyd. We'll have to pick their partners. It was a death match. G-Raver did a promo, and he's picked Brandon Kirk. So good to see Brandon Kirk back in GCW. So he'll be there for a very long time. I mean, that's what they were showing on the little highlight package thing. The last time that Jimmy and Brandon Kirk fought in GCW would have been like 2015, back at the fucking Game Changer World days. But we don't know who Jimmy Lloyd's picked yet. And also basically Akis Kogar's done a promo saying that Effie, if you don't come and fight me or fight 440 at Planet Death, we're going to come and fuck up your show. And his show, Planet Death's on at 3 in the afternoon on the Saturday, and Effie's Big Gay Brunch is on at 11. So if he doesn't answer the challenge, they'll go. Basically what's going to happen is they're going to go and attack him at the Big Gay Brunch, and then that'll make him come out at Planet Death. Hopefully Atticus fucking beats Effie at Planet Death. So that's all the sort of GCW stuff. There's a lot more things with Acid Cup and For the Culture and everything, but I'm focusing on the shows I'm going to be watching. Anyway, move on to ICW No Holds Barred, the updates for Mania weekend. No Holds Barred 11, Then and Now, has now got a main event, which was announced a couple of days ago, which is going to be the fucking Carnage crew of HC Loke and Tony DeVito. Tony DeVito from Carnage Cup from Ring of Honor, Tony DeVito all the way back from ECW with the fucking Baldies with Angel, and I used to love their theme song, and I don't even know if it was just like a sort of like rip because of the DVDs or VHSs that I had of ECW in like 2000 and stuff. If they just played like copyright free music over the top of it, the dubbed version or whatever. I used to really like the Baldies. So it's the Carnage crew and fucking New Jack are going to be fighting the Rejects, Akira, Reed Bentley, and John Wayne Murdoch. So holy fucking shit, that's going to be crazy. And we've also got Nolan Edward is going to be fighting Jake Christ from everywhere basically. Jake Christ, CCW, Impact. He's the current IWA Mid-South Heavyweight Champion as well, so that'll be really good. I like Jake Christ. And then the night after we've got the Pitfighter X Battle of the fucking Tough Guys tournament. All the people have been announced for it so far. So the last person announced was Daniel Gurria on last week's show. We have now got entrant number 10, Gary J. Entrant number 11, John Davis, who I've still not seen wrestle yet, but he's in the NHB 11 show. We've got 12, Dan fucking Math, 13, Justin Kyle, 14, Akira, 15, Bruce Santee, and 16 is John Wayne fucking Murdoch. So I have a feeling that John Wayne Murdoch might win this first pit fighter thing. But anyway, we've got 3 first round matches for that announced so far. We've got Nolan Edwards against JD Drake, be alright. Dom Guarini against Kevin Fu. Now I've not seen Kevin Fu wrestle before, but I like Dom Guarini. And Bruce Santee's against Dan Math. So that'll be fucking crazy. That'll be really, really good. Can't wait for that fucking shit. And then for NHB 12, which I personally think is probably going to be, it's going to be a toss-up between that and Spring Break for what's going to be the best match, or Planet Death, which is going to be the best match of the weekend. But for me, I think it'll probably be this. We have now been added to that show. We've got Ruben Steele against Sato Jin Part fucking 2. And during the Facebook live sale a couple of weeks ago, I got this, which is a blade that is covered in dried blood, signed by Sato Jin and Bruce Steele, which they used in their match at the Pitfighter X6. So look at that. Look at that. Don't know if you can see all the dried in blood there, but it's very stained. But good fucking time, so looking forward for them to actually be in the chains this time. I do have lots more other merchandisey things that I've got, but I'm going to save them up for their own separate video, because I'm a sad mark, you see. Can't be bothered doing all that with all the news updates. What else do we have? Yeah, so we've got Ruben Steele against Sato Jin, that'll be fucking awesome. Hopefully Sato Jin wins. I think he's really good, really taking a liking to Sato Jin. So much so that I bought a t-shirt, like I said last week. And we've got Neil Diamond Cutter against Jeff fucking King. Jeff King's coming back to death matches, so that'll be fucking awesome. Hopefully Neil wins as well, because Neil gets beat all the fucking time. And we've also got Atticus Cougar against Reed fucking Bentley, number 4, I think this will be, of their matches. Because I forgot Reed Bentley said at the end of NHB 10 where he said, yeah, Mania weekend, make it 2 for 2. I completely forgot he said that, so that's that match. So finally, for No Holds Barred information for Boardwalk Buds, we've got Sadika, a Mexican woman with a mask on, who I've seen in like Zona 23 powerbombing another woman through a fucking car windshield and stuff like that. So she's coming to Boardwalk Buds. Boardwalk Buds, Gringo, Mary Jane, all that shit. And last night, I watched half of H2O's Bad Luck, because probably being in the UK and not paying attention, I was like, oh yeah, it starts now, but apparently it started an hour before I started watching it. So the first match I saw was the Brandon Kirk thing, with Casey Kirk and everything. I love fucking Brandon Kirk. Very happy he's going to be at Planet Death as well. They have piss about, him and his wife, and then a young guy who I don't think I've seen before because I don't watch a lot of H2O. Came down, beat Brandon Kirk, so good for that young guy. I was a bit annoyed about it, but you know, whatever. Good match. I think the guy is Mark Angel's son, I think they said. And they said something about he is going to be challenging Homicide at some point, who was his trainer, I believe. I was off just top of my head, I didn't write down notes for this. Next match was Akis Kogar from the 440, because H2O and 440 have a battle back and forward. Like almost every single fucking like company that I watch is some sort of 440 is running amok, causing lots of shit. So Sean Henderson got beaten by Akis Kogar with a roll up because he was going to skewer Akis. He brought in the bag with the sort of what were they, like cables that they were going to tie somebody to the ring with. Like they beat that guy's back up with chairs last time. Looked really sick and nasty actually. But Akis rolled him up. So I'm fucking smarter than you. Went away. Next match was Mitch Vallon, Jimmy Lyon, and Jeff Cannonball in a three-way, and the winner gets to face the Danny Havoc Hardcore Champion, who's Bam Sullivan, at a later date. This match was alright. It was like more or less half a comedy match, half a death match. There was the thing that's funny about Jimmy Lyon is that he drinks MD 2020, and that is a very, very popular. What would be the word for them? Sort of scumbag youth drink in Scotland. People drink MD 2020. We don't call it Mad Dog 2020. We call it MD 2020 here. But it's very, very funny to see him drink that. I was quite hoping he would win because I quite like him. Lots of fucking about, lots of funny bits, and at the end there was a sort of door with another door on top of it with barbed wire set with chairs, and Jimmy Lang caught in the ropes, and Jeff Cannonball pushed, or somebody pushed Mitch Vallon through this big board thing, and Jeff Cannonball won. So he's going to fight Bam Sullivan. I don't think that's going to be at Mania weekend because, as I was going to say, Subterranean Violence 9 is now going to be on IWTV on the Friday at 6 PM on the showcase. So the Battle of Tough Guys starts at 8. So Subterranean Violence is only going to be 2 hours. So that's interesting, definitely, but I don't, obviously it's Subterranean Violence. It's like the IWA mystery show I'm going to talk about. You don't really know what's going to happen. It's unannounced matches. And what else did I miss? And then I think the next match might have been the main event, which was Ricky Shane Page against a guy called Marcus Mathers, who I don't think I'd seen before. I think I've probably seen them before, but not really paid too much attention to it. But they had a really good match, like a really good Ricky Shane Page. Really like let the kid do some shit. It was really gun like us went to powerbomb off the top rope. The kid hit Hurricane Rana and everything. But in the end, RSP gave him 2 fucking choke breakers and then I think pinned him. And then, as he is known to do, G Raver came out and Ricky told all the 440 boys, and they were in other matches as well. The other 3 of them, Ryan, Bobby Beverly, and Gregory Irons, were all in a match earlier on, but I missed that. And obviously because it's on ITV and it's not live, it won't be up for like till tomorrow, so fuck's sake. I will watch it at some point. But then G Raver came down, so you assume it's going to be G Raver against RSP at some point. It'd be funny if G Raver joined 440, but Danny DeManto did say on a Facebook live sale thing that Eddie Only will be back in the summertime, so good fucking times. Good to know that Eddie Only's doing alright and everything's fine with him, because he's one of my favourite fucking wrestlers. Now, so that's the H2O stuff. So, I mean, I only caught half the show, but it was good for what I caught. Crimson Crown Wrestling, we have got new entrants for this. I always find this funny, it's like the longest name for a tournament. The Human Horror Show Games of Supreme Violence Deathmatch Tournament on May 30th. So we've got the new entrants for the thing. We've got Mosh Pit Mike, who I think his most famous claim to fame is one of those IW Deep South shows where he got fucking scissors right put through a hole in his tongue, which is pretty cool. Akira, BC Killer, who was, the last time I saw him was at IWA Mid-South's King of the Death, which I think he fought Eric Ryan in quite a good match, if I can remember. And Sage Sin, who's now called Sage Sin Supreme, for the late great Supreme. And then the day before that, there's the Supreme Memorial Show. We have got Supreme Violence Tag Team match announced, which is Akira and Johnny Murdoch of the Rejects against BC Killer and Sage Sin Supreme. So that'll be an interesting weekend of wrestling and violence. I wonder if they're going to get Reed Bentley as one of the other entrants, since they're having Akira and John Wayne Murdoch drive up. Maybe Satu Jin, because he's a reject basically. I think he is a reject. There's a new T-shirt that I want to get. I've seen advertised, but I don't know where, of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's like the rejects. Anyway, so we've got to move on to Pro Wrestling Trainwreck. Now, on March 12th, they ran their Wrestling's Middle Child, which I really wanted to see, really looking forward to, but for some reason, it's at the Axel Rock Memorial Hall, which is the same place they held King of the Death matches last year. It's not live on IWTV, like Smart Mark are filming it, but it's not live. So it means that I've not yet seen it, I've only seen clips of it, and I was looking around and then I already know the results of it, which is annoying to me. But I'm not going to give a sort of review or a rating for the show or anything until I've actually seen it. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody else. So I can't do that until I've actually seen it. Apparently it's meant to be out next week, which is the same roughly with the IWA Mid-South Mystery Show, which we're going to talk about. But we will go on to talk about this first. We have got the first round. Now this is it's confusing for my simple brain. We have got the 20 wrestlers announced for the Southern Sickness 24-man deathmatch tournament. And I'm going to read out the first round matches. But there's also 4 more people in it, and then they join in the second round, but I don't know who they are. I don't really get that. I don't really understand that. Anyway, so I'll do it on my phone so I can't be arsed writing all this down. So for the first round, we have here we are. Earn your spot 4-way, fans bring the weapons, deathmatch. Satu Jin, Dewey Wellington, Insane, and somebody to be announced. Okay, first round match. Hopefully Satu Jin wins that. I should have read that before I fucking wrote all this shite down. It makes almost makes some sort of sense for one of those positions, so another 3 need to be filled in. Fair enough. So we have first round match, hack and slash death match, barbed wire bats, gusset plate bats, boards, kitchen knife boards. Casanova Valentine against Carnage. Another first round match, 10,000 thumbtacks and thumbtack weapons, Low-Life Lou Ramos against Bam Sullivan. First round match, carpet strip contraptions, cinder blocks and cup can boards, NDC against Rebecca Payne. Doors, ladders, fuckery, Alex Ocean against Sawyer Wreck. I want Alex Ocean to be involved in NHB's fucking WrestleMania weekend. I feel like he's been underused at the minute. He just got destroyed by Schlack. I want to see him and fucking Riley do shit. So hopefully they get a match. Put them in something. What do we got? So the Ritual death match. Light tube pentagrams, lit candles, chains and barbed wire corners. Ruben Steele against Akira, which is a rematch of their match at NHB 10, which was fucking awesome. Really liking Ruben Steele, he's really good. First time ever, swing for the fences death match. Bats, water jugs and more. Nolan Edward against Ludark Shaitan, or Shaitan, whatever her name is, all just there, Ludark. For Unlucky Spa. Hot coals, acupuncture needles, must staple $7 bills to the opponent's foot to win. Fucking hell. Jimmy Lyon against Josh Crane. Hopefully Josh Crane's alright for it, because he did announce on Facebook that he is positive for coronavirus, so hopefully this is far enough away that he'll be okay for that. First round, Tokyo Death Tower, so just big towers of light tubes. Kevin Giza, who I did see a couple of clips of him against John Wayne Murdoch from that show. He looked fucking awesome. Against Orn Veit. What else do we have? Don't Change the Channel Deathmatch. TVs and light tube contraptions. JJ Escobar against Eric Ryan. Eric Ryan will kick the fuck out of that guy. That guy's like, I can't remember what company he's from, but they do like all the like ridiculously like crazy deathmatch stunts. And the final first round match, we have got House of Pain deathmatch. Mirrors line the ropes, panes of glass in the corners, barbed wire nets on the outside. John Wayne Murdoch against the Mid-South champion, Jake fucking Christ. So that is a lot. It's a fucking mouthful of stipulations and all sorts of fucking shit to come for Pro Wrestling Trainwreck. But we are not finished with Pro Wrestling Trainwreck, because Pro Wrestling Trainwreck announced another show on April 2nd at the Axel Rotten Memorial Hall, which will be another case of Smart Mark filming it and not bringing it out for another week or two. But they can do the Prince of the Death matches and King of the Death matches. Anyway, So it is called Death Race for Blood, and we've got 2 matches announced. Carver of Cutter's Alley, who I've never heard of before, who looks like a sort of Leatherface-esque character. Saying that, on the Murder Death Kill Club Death Hour thing, the interview with Michael Thick, between Michael Thick and Leatherface, was awesome. Really fucking highly recommend you seek that out. That was really, really good. But so I don't know who he is, but he's against RSP, so that'll be alright. And Neil Diamond Cutter and John Wayne Murdoch are against Eric Ryan and Bobby Beverly. Let's get his name. Bobby Beverly of 440. So yeah, another show. Now we'll go to IWA Mid-South. Because Trainwreck and Mid-South are basically sister and brother companies at the minute, so they're running the same shows day after day, and they're running the same building all the time. So, the Mystery Deathmatch show, like I've said with Wrestling's Middle Child for Trainwreck, I can't review it, because I've not seen it, and all the results have been fucking ruined for me, because everybody's put the results up. All I want to know is what the matches were. I don't want to know the results. But anyway, that will hopefully be up on Smart Mark next week as well, so I'll hopefully be able to do maybe couple of sort of highlights music video thing and review them both for the next episode of this. So I'll probably do another one of these or another couple of these before we get to the big Dirty Mania weekend, which I'm going to be recording and doing a lot of fucking shit for. So I can't really do that, but it looks awesome for the clips I've seen. But there's been a tag team double deathmatch tournament announced at the Axel Rotten Memorial Hall in Indiana on Saturday, April 3rd. So, this is the day after the Trainwreck Death Race for Blood thing. So, we've got 8 teams, and we've got 7 of them announced so far. So, we've got the Bloody Brothers 2.0, which is Insane Lane and JC Rotten. We've got the Young Dragons, which is Marcus Crane and Dale Patricks, but hopefully, as I'm saying, Josh Crane will be alright with the COVID thing. We've got 2 440 teams, so the first team's RSP and Bobby Beverly. I don't really know enough about Bobby Beverly to really grasp an opinion on him thus far. And as I'm saying, he was in the IWA Mid-South and the Trainwreck thing from last week, but I've not seen them yet, so I can't really make a valued opinion. And I missed his match at fucking H2O, so I don't know. He might be amazing. And 440 Eric Ryan and Akis Koga are the prince and the king of the death matches. They are my pick to win. And then we've also got Neil Diamond Cutter and Herzog, who's really, really good. He's kind of difficult to really describe. He kind of looks sort of like barbarian-esque character, Viking nomad character. He's good. And John Wayne Murdoch and Satu Jin. So if it was up to me, I would probably put John Wayne Murdoch and Satu Jin against Ryan and Atticus in the finals. The Hallowed, which is a team of Otis Kogar, who's Atticus' brother, and Lord Crew, who were brought up by the sinister fucking minister James Mitchell at No Peace Underground, and one more team yet to be announced, so we don't know who that is yet. So that is basically the IWA Mid-South stuff. I would do the Mystery Deathmatch stuff, but I can't watch it, so here we are. And we will quickly go to one little update from Japan. There was a fucking one-match show run by All Japan Pro fucking Wrestling, a special box office one-fight show. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right, because I'm not too sure I pronounce this title. Gaora, the Garora or whatever, TV title, between Jun Kasai and Ishikawa. Or is it Kawa or whatever, however you pronounce his name. I've not seen him for a very long time. You might remember him from, there's a it's probably arguably one of the bloodiest matches of like sort of Big Japan's sort of tenure, again from him against Abdullah Kobayashi. He used to be in Big Japan Wrestling like 6, 7, 8 years ago, and I'm sure I remember a match between him and Masashi Takeda a long time ago. It was really, really good. Ishikawa, I'm just going to call Ishikawa, that was just to say. Anyway, the cats come in. Hello. You're right. You're right. Not getting enough attention, are you not? But he beat Jun Kasai for that belt. You're right. And that was really, really good. So it's All Japan Wrestling, a one-match show, a deathmatch show, barbed wire boards, light tubes, razor blade boards, fucking panes of glass. You get. It was really, really violent. It's weird to see Kasai look so small next to somebody, but it was really, really good. There's some really sick bumps, a big sort of splash outside through a table, getting a big power bomb. If I can pronounce his name, I always forget. Ishikawa sort of like powerbombed Kasai with sort of like razor's edge powerbomb like from the ramp, like through a pane of glass that was in the ring. It's fucking awesome. It was a really, really good match. Kasai did his sort of, he was going to go up and do like a sort of Pearl Harbor through him to a pane of glass that was on the chairs. He came up, Kasai punched him off, went through the glass. It was really, really good match. And just for All Japan, like, to be running a one-match fucking show, and it's in the same building where the Freedoms run a lot of their stuff, and GCW did their tours. For All Japan to be running a one-match and a fucking death match thing with Jun Kasai in it is fucking crazy. Never thought I'd see that in my life. The No Peace Underground Mania updates. So, Fatalism on the 7th of April at the Soundbar on IW motherfucking TV. We've got some new matches. We have got Jamie Seagal, who is a woman who I've seen wrestle once, I think, who's quite good. Is fighting Atticus Kogar, so I assume Atticus will beat her. The No Peace Underground Championship, finally been defended in a very long time. I don't even know, I've tried to look this up so many times, I've looked through like all the pictures of the past shows and everything. Do they even have a belt? Do they have a belt? I like belts. And the thing about belts is that they've got these belts. Fans want to take pictures with belts. Fans want to buy replica belts. So every company, No Peace Underground and fucking No Holds Barred, make some belts and we'll buy some belts. Because we're marks. Come on. So Eric Ryan is against Nolan Edwards, which will be fucking awesome. I'm not really sure how Nolan Edwards managed to jump the queue to get to the top. He was messaging me. Arseholes. But he's against Eric Ryan for the championship. So it's really, really good. Also, amazing to see Eric Ryan back. Love Eric Ryan, he's really, really good. We've also got Bam Sullivan and G Raver. Bam Sullivan did a promo saying that he's going to help G Raver against the Hollowed, which is Otis Cougar, Atticus' brother, and Lord Crew. These are the ones that Sinister Minister was talking about, and they want to destroy and dismantle G Raver because obviously he's fighting Sue Young at Shallow Graves. One interesting sort of stable: Sinister Minister, Otis Cougar, Lord Crew. And I've seen very little of Lord Crew as well. I've only seen him maybe once or twice. I saw him at Nold's Barred against Alex Ocean, which I quite liked. But that'll be good. Now, Shallow Graves, we've got a match announcement and some names. We have got a team called Hustle and Muscle, who I have never heard of and I have no idea about. I've not looked them up or anything. Who knows what that'll be like. Jimmy Lloyd's appearing, Masada's appearing, and Bam Sullivan is going to fight Bobby Beverly of 440. And also, so that's on the 10th of April for the collective. Murder Mania now has a match, which is going to be midnight on April 8th on IWTV at the 81 fucking Brewing Company, which is going to be Casanova Valentine, who's finally back. After, I think he had an arm injury after that match with Ocean with the really nasty gusset plates. Remember when Ocean got his back all fucked? Gusset plates on the boards. Sick shit. He is fighting Madman Pondo, and the special referee is Marcus fucking Crane. So that's going to be crazy. That's going to be really good. And finally get to Deathmatch Down Under. So their next show is Not Here to Fuck Spiders. Good name. On April 17th, and we were just going to talk about two of the main matches because I've not watched enough of Deathmatch Down Under. I watched the match with Joe Bateman and Charlie something last week with the glass and the light tubes and everything. That was really, really good, but I'm just going to go through their next two matches. We have got a 6-man Fans Bring the Blocks match, so basically a Lego death match, which has been, it's in collaboration with Interspecies Wrestling. I nearly said the wrong thing. Interspecies Wrestling, which is that Canadian company, which I used to fucking love in like 2005, 2006, with Giant Tiger and Beef Wellington and Muhammad the Terrorist Cow and all that shit. I used to really, really like it. And Beef Wellington was trying to fuck, Giant Tiger was trying to fuck Beef Wellington's father and stuff. Good times, really entertaining. And they had Twiggy was the champion, I think. It was a lot of the it's a Canadian company. A lot of the ISW guys, but it was really, really good. So in collaboration with them, so it's Mad Dog, who's probably the most prolific Australian deathmatch wrestler. I mean, the BCW, the company Battle Championship Wrestling, he's wrestled like Sabu, Jun Kasai, and Takeda. Like, they've flown over to fucking Australia to fight him, and he's really, really good. Like, I want to see him in like some one-on-one death matches. It's him, Michael Weaver, and Callan Butcher, who was the person who was in the main event of the very first Deathmatch Down Under show. I only caught little glimpses of it. Are fighting Mike Chaos, Guido, and York. So that'll be interesting. I mean, this is on IWTV, I think. I don't know if it's live. I'm not too sure of the time difference with Australia. And then the other match I'm going to say is a no-rope fucking barbed wire death match between Joel Bateman, who was against that Charlie, I'll put up her second name because I can't remember it, last month, which I saw some highlights of. It was really, really brutal, but like a sort of seated electric chair sort of drop. It's like one of those, one of like Marcus Crane's sort of finishers through like a pane of glass and stuff. And he's going to fight probably one of the other most prolific sort of deathmatch figures in Australia, Vixen. So there we go. That is Deathmatch Down Under. So that is, I've got through everything I can think of. Oh my god! And now I've only got a couple more hours until WWE Fastlane. So I don't know if I should just use this blade to slash my throat. Anyway, until next time, no deathmatch, no life. Thank you for watching the news that broke glass.